What's up, everybody? It's Dave and RJ with the Cream, and in this video we are getting into what would we do if we lost everything, our entire multi-million-dollar portfolio down the drain. Where would we start? What would we do to make extra money? So RJ, get right into it. What would you do if you lost it all?
So I would still have knowledge on how to make money, and what I would do right off the bat is I need quick hits of cash. And in this business, the best way to get that is wholesaling properties, right? So I would go into Craigslist and find properties in my area that are like, they're gonna say a fixer-upper, motivated seller, or rundown property. And if you type in those keywords into Craigslist, you're gonna have a number of properties show up and pull up. And then what I would do is I would contact that seller. I would call them and see if I can get a deal out of that property. It's probably already discounted below what it's worth because it's a fixer-upper property. And then I would use the wholesale contracts. One is for the purchase and sale, which will allow me to assign it to an end buyer. I would get it in contract, all right? So I would call up the seller on Craigslist, get it in contract, and then immediately, the same day that I would get it in contract, I'm looking for an end buyer. And every real estate buyer that in our business, we're finding them on Facebook. So I'd go on Facebook Marketplace, mark it up $5,000 to $10,000, probably $10,000, right? So then I would wholesale that property, make a $10,000 assignment fee, and immediately if I find a buyer, that same day that I find a buyer, I'm making that buyer put down earnest money because that earnest money is non-refundable. And I collect $1,500 for earnest money, negotiate a little bit, maybe it's $1,000. But that earnest money is an immediate payday. You can get $1,000 immediately by doing just these two steps, finding a fixer-upper on Craigslist, getting it in contract, and then putting it right on Facebook Marketplace and finding a buyer there and having $1,000. You can literally do this in 48 hours.
And those resources, by the way, those are all free resources. Craigslist,
Yep.
Free. Facebook Marketplace, free. And we do offer free purchase and sale agreements for your real estate business. You can check us out online, creamre.com. So number one, wholesaling a property that you find off Craigslist and selling it on Facebook Marketplace. Very good tip. Stick around to the end of the video because I believe that the third tip here is the most creative one. But my thing that I would do and mine is not free, but if I lost everything and had to start over, I know what I can count on, and what I can count on is me on the phone. I would get on the phone immediately. And who would I be calling? I would be calling for sale by owner properties. I know this sounds a little bit, archaic, for sale by owners, and it sounds like the dinosaur age, right? Well, everybody, there are good resources out there. I'm going to share one with you right now. Vulcan 7. Look this up, VULCAN. Vulcan 7 is a great list provider. You can literally buy a list of all your for sale by owners in your area, pick up the phone and start calling these people, and you got to monetize these leads. So what you got to do is basically have the right tools in the toolbox so you can monetize almost any lead. Number one, well, if they want to list their property with a realtor, you could refer that person to a realtor and get a little bird dog fee. Number two is if you're trained, you can essentially, if they're motivated, you can take over their mortgage. You could buy the property and leave the mortgage in place. This is called buying the property subject to the existing financing. Obviously, there is some specialized knowledge when it comes to doing this type of transaction, but we have a whole course on it. You could find it at thecreamre.com. Or if there's equity in the deal, you can buy it for a cheap price and do just what RJ said,
Right.
which is wholesaling the property to generate some quick and almost instant cash. Because after all, I don't care what the business is, cash money or revenue coming in is the ultimate lifeblood of any business. It is the fuel to the machine, right? And a lot of times where I see people mess up is they get started in the real estate business and they're so bogged down with things they don't really need to be worried about. They want to know what are the best KPIs to track. This is all extremely important when you have a scalable business.
Yeah.
But when you're first starting out, the only KPI that matters is how much money is coming in. When is my next paycheck? So what I would do is pick up the phone and start attacking for sale by owners and then having the tools in the toolbox to be able to monetize as many of those leads as we possibly can.
Yeah. So Thanks for sticking around. My third thing that I would do if I had to start over and generate money again is, guys, there's free, people are giving away free items on Craigslist, on Facebook groups, right? I see it all the time. If you go and buy and sell trade, or in these communities, there's people giving away couches, there's old furniture, toys, baseball cards, because people accumulate junk. But what you can do is you can take that free item, all right, clean it up, right, if it's dirty or whatever, and then you can go and resell that item on Facebook Marketplace. And basically what you're doing is you're flipping a free item. Nobody should be going broke anymore, man.
Not in this country.
Not anymore. You can find free stuff and then flip it and make 5, 10, 15 bucks. You keep doing that, you can accumulate hundreds, maybe even thousands in a week. So I honestly think that these 3 side hustles, we're calling them side hustles, the 3 things that you would do if we had to start over them. Again, you can start slowly building a business around it.
I got a bonus one here for you, so I'm going to put RJ on the spot a little bit. So let's pretend, and I like the play of getting free stuff and selling it. Why not? That takes a hustle. That's what this is called, is a side hustle. But let's pretend you were able to generate some money for yourself. The next thing you probably want to do with that money, after your living expenses are made, you want to market, right? You want to do some marketing to bring in some more revenue creating opportunities.
Yeah.
So what marketing campaign would you do? A little bonus feature for you, but what marketing campaign would you do if it was your very first marketing campaign and you were looking for motivated sellers in real estate deals?
Are we talking about low cost?
Low cost.
So I had a knack for bandit signs, okay? 18 by 24 plastic signs that were, if you're in the winter times, because we're in Ohio, it's cold, it snows, if it's snowing, get the yellow signs, because they're gonna stand out, obviously. And then in those signs, huge signs, you wanna put them in heavy traffic areas. My sign said, RJ buys houses, cash, and then right to my phone. And start fielding calls from motivated sellers. They're gonna call you. There's people driving down the road with property pain. We call them house problems. And they're gonna be like looking at your sign, thinking about like, I need to sell my house. Oh, there's a sign right there. What the heck? Like the law of attraction, the universe is sending me a sign. They're gonna call you. And at that point, when they call you, then you can, maybe bird dog the lead if it's something that you don't wanna take down and do a wholesale deal or something like that. But that's how I would get the phone ringing immediately today.
I like the idea, by the way. Bandit signs, by the way, they do work. Okay, there's no shame in our game. Do anything to get the phone ringing. Get on the phone with motivated sellers. And I like that tip. If you're somewhere where you have a winter and you have, there's white snow and it's snowy out there, use the yellow signs, but stay away from the yellow snow, everybody. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video if you found any value here. Leave any questions you may have in the comments below. It's your boy Dave P with my main man RJ. We are the Cream. We'll see you on the next video.